So we were discussing what BAPI extension. What is the last program? BAPI 12, right? Right. So in this example, we are seeing how to extend the what the standard BAPI, right? So we have done the extension for which BAPI sales order create from data. So what is the procedure you have to follow? First, you have to add the additional fields in the base table, then identify the dependent structures. In that also, you have to add the additional fields. Okay. Now, if you see this 11th example, already we have seen how to create the what purchase order by using the BAPI function model, BAPI underscore PO underscore create one. Let me make a copy of this. This 11th example, I'll copy to 13th. Right. So already we know how to use this particular BAPI function model. We are passing the necessary parameters. So as of now, we are passing data only for what? The standard parameters. Okay. So if you go back to this BAPI T code, where it is available under materials management, under what purchasing, under purchase order, we have what create from that one. What is the function model? BAPI underscore PO underscore create one. So this function model is for creating the purchase orders. As of now, we are passing the data for standard fields only. Okay, right. So we need to check whether this BAPI is enhanceable or not. How do you check it? We have to check for extension in parameter. So if you go to tables, yeah, here you can see we have what extension in parameter. It is also what type? BAPI parex. In the last example also, what is the type of same na? BAPI parex, right? Uh, Irfan, what is the structure of this BAPI parex? Dinesh, what is the structure of BAPI parex? Siddharth, structure of this BAPI parex. Structure means what are the fields of this particular BAPI parex? Kashina, value part 1 to value part 4, right? So first field is what? Structure. Then we have value part 1 to value part 4. Understood? So now we are having this parameter, so it is understood that it is enhanceable, right? So now what is the next approach you have to do? We have to check the documentation. So this BAPI function model will create the purchase order data. This data is stored in what fields, what tables? EKKO and what EKPO, header data and what item data, depending on what data we are passing. Anyhow, we have to pass what? Header data, item data. I think it is optional here. It is optional. If you pass the item data also, it will go and sit in the EKPO. So now we need to check what are the dependent structures. First of all, you have to add the fields in what? Base table. Okay, so first let me check the documentation. I'll put the cursor in extension in. I'll put the cursor in extension in, right? I'll choose go to documentation. Am I clear? Right? So what is the description of customers, own fields, import parameters? Okay. I'll choose go to documentation. Done. Customers own fields also. This tables allows you to add to the import parameters of BAPI without modifying it. The customer enhancement allows you to add or modify so and so so and so. Add adapting what existing SAP database tables, adding customer specific fields to what SAP tables, including the existing database fields, including additional customer-specific database tables. The following BAPI table extensions are available. So, might be these are all what? Dependent structures. They are all what? Dependent structures. Am I clear? So, MEPO header, MEPO header X, depending on which table you add. Okay. So, first what I'll do is, what is the base table for purchaser header data? EKKO. So let us go to EKKO table and check whether we can add what additional fields are. So then we'll come back to this program. So I'll go to SC11 and choose what database table. We need to add what additional fields. What is the first thing we have to do? We have to check for customer include. So I'll search for CI customer include. Customer include means this include is reserved for customer enhancements. This include is reserved for customer enhancements. Okay, so I'll search for what? CI underscore. Yeah, you can observe here. This table has got the customer include. What is that? CA underscore EKKO DB. In the last example, in VBAK table, customer include is not there. So we went for what? Append structure. Here also I can go for append structure. But when SAP has given that provision, we need to make use of that provision. Because whatever the include they are including here, this include might be including some other tables also, some other dependent structures also. We don't know that, so we need to add what? Additional fields. As of now, it is blank now. It is showing it as what? Structure length is what? Zero. Doesn't have any fields. Okay, so I need to add the additional fields. So we have to sit with the functional consultant and understand what are the additional fields we need to add. Field names we have to decide, but the purpose of the fields is given by whom? By functional consultant. We should decide the data type, size, all those things. Okay, so I'll double click on this include CI underscore. Am I clear? Yeah. First time in double clicking is saying what? Create the structure. Right here, since it is not available, it is asking us to create the structure. I'll say what? S. Right here. So short description. I'll take the same fields. What are they? Computator fields. What are the standards you have to follow? What it is called as? Customer customer namespace standards. Okay, those standards are called as what? Customer namespace standards. Okay, so I'll give the field name as ZZ. What? Computator name. Okay, what is the data element? Z computator name. Next, ZZ computator address. You can add any fields, but start with Z or Y. Type ZZ computator address. Done. As usual, we have to give the enhancement category and go for extras enhancement category. It is not classified, select an enhancement category. I'll choose one of them, save it, check for the syntax, activate this include. Understood? So CA underscore EKKO DB is a include which is reserved for customer enhancement. We have added the additional fields in that particular customer include. Right? This is the first step. What is the next step you have to do? We need to identify the dependent structures and add the additional fields in the dependent structures also, but this needs to be activated first. So meanwhile, if I go to documentation, extension in, or I'll put the cursor on the function module, I'll just go to documentation. Yeah, it is giving the documentation. So scroll down. Yeah, you can see it from here also. I can click. What is this? Extension in. So I'll just click on this. Yeah. Okay, it is saying customers own fields. Understood? What are the dependent structures? BAPI underscore T. T means table extensions it seems. Okay. So we have added the additional fields in which table? Header table. EKKO. So what are the dependent structures here? MEPO header and MEPO header X. If you add in the item table, what is that EKPO? You need to add the additional fields in what? MEPO item, MEPO item X. If you added the fields in the accounting table, we should know what is the table for what? Accounting table. So you have to add the additional fields. What is the table for purchase order accounting table? Any idea? Hmm? I'll Google. Even I also don't know. Purchase order accounting table. Yeah. Meanwhile, when I'm trying to activate, it is saying error occurred. Okay, it is adjusted. Done. 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 Yeah. Field name number is result so on so done. These are all warnings. Okay. So everything is adjusted. I'll just go back. What it is? It is active. If you go back to the table, yeah, those additional fields are what added. So what we are searching for? Accounting table. Purchase order what? Purchase order accounting table in what? SAP. SAP, yeah. Purchase document item table is EKPO. Header table is what? EKQO. Yeah, they give some. Anywhere accounting is there. Yeah, there are many tables here. We need to identify the suitable table. You have to take the help of functional concept also. What is that? EK? EKK. Account assignment in purchasing document. Might be that is the table. Let me check it. EKKN. Account assignment in purchase document. Here also let me search for what? CA underscore. Yeah, it's all here also it's there. Am I clear? So double click on this and create what? Additional fields. If you are adding in this table, go and add in the dependent structures. What are they? MEPO accounting and MEPO accounting X. So we are not bothered about this. I have added the additional fields in which table? EKKO table. So what are the dependent structures? MEPO header and MEPO header X. So we need to add the additional field. So now, yeah, table is already contains what? The additional fields. So I'll go to what? BAPI underscore T underscore what? MEPO header. I'll display. Am I clear? Yeah, you can see here the this include is automatically included. Na? Is it clear? So I need not add it. In the earlier example, we have done it through append structure. Na? We have added the additional fields in which table VBAK. Then separately we added the same fields in the dependent structures. But here it's not a append structure. It is a dot include. Na? So the same include is included in what? Dependent structure also. Na? So I need not add it separately. Understood? Dot include and dot append. Is it clear? So I need not add it all because already there. What is the other dependent structure? MEPO header X. Am I clear? So first always add it in the base table. Then go and check in the dependent structure. So I'll go to this. I'll click on what? Display. Yeah. No, not here. Here I might have added that in the additional previous batch. What is that? CA underscore EKKO DBX. There it is what? Only DB. Okay, and here you can see this is the update flag structure. Na? It should be what? Character of one and character of one. So if you're practicing in a laptop, okay, if you open this one, in this anyhow the same include is included. You need not do anything. Okay, but if you open this header X, okay, you will have this include, but it will be empty. What you have to do? Double click on this and create the structure. Understood? Just now I showed you how to double click and create now. Just double click and create. Give the same field names, but the data type should be what? Character of what? What? Okay, if you want, you can see it. since it is already there now, it will not ask me to create the structure. See, when I double click here, it is already open. But if you double click for the first time, it will say that structure does not exist. Do you want to create? Say yes, and you create the fields. It is open. I can open it in editable mode. I can add any number of what fields. Is it clear? So two things. What is it? First, add the fields in what? Main table EKKO. Then that include is automatically included what? One of the dependent structure. In another dependent structure, we need to double click on this and create the structure with the same fields. For the data type to be what? Character of what? One. So it is active. Errors occur, no problem. But it will be activated. Done. Right? So all the dependent structures are what? Activated. Now what you have to do? While calling that BAPI function model, we need to consider that parameter. Na? So if you see the signature, it is under tables. So I have to prepare an internal table of what type? BAPI per X. Control C. Yeah, first of all, as of now, I'm not passing the additional parameters. So let me check whether the what purchase order is what created or not, right? Let me try to execute this. I have added the additional fields in the table, but when I'm calling this BAPI function model, I'm not passing the data for what? Additional fields. So let me execute this. Meanwhile, let me open those tables. One is EKKO table. I'll go to contents. Still creating that. Let me open EKDO table also. Right.